Everybody get your fucking hands up.
What is going on, YouTube? This is Gavin 21202, aka Gavin Orlandi, here bringing you all the latest WWE news, rumors, headlines, and updates in the form of a top 5 list. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is not my list. This was brought to my attention by Bleacher Report. I'm just reporting it here and making a cool little video slideshow thing out of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are Bleacher Report's 5 top people for John Cena to face at WWE SUMMERSLAM. Let's get right into it. Starting at number 5, we have none other than the Bulgarian brute RUSEV. Now, this was a feud between Cena and RUSEV that started back at the 2015 Royal Rumble, where it then progressed into a match at WWE Fastlane where RUSEV defeated John Cena, and then John Cena went on to the next WrestleMania, which was WrestleMania 31, to win the United States Championship from RUSEV. You know, RUSEV was his dominant champion. He was undefeated until WrestleMania when Cena came back to defeat him for the championship. And then when he defeated him for the championship, it then progressed into a series of chain matches, I Quit matches, and all sorts of different things. And then John Cena came back in time for Battleground last year to face RUSEV in a flag match. John Cena did defeat RUSEV in that feud, so it kind of did RUSEV some damage. But, you know, this is one of these things where John Cena can afford to go leave or come back for a couple weeks, do this feud, and then leave and get out and put him over. But many believe John Cena's WWE's, you know, kind of utilizing that too much with Cena now. But, you know, Cena does want to put the younger talent over, so I can see where they're coming from. Let's move on to the next one. Next, we have the Constable, Baron Corbin. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is also one of those things where, you know, John Cena last year, it was actually going into SummerSlam of 2017, around this time when John Cena got into a feud with Baron Corbin. He wasn't the Constable, but John Cena did go over in that feud. The rivalry consisted of, you know, Baron Corbin getting attitude adjustment through the announce table. I can't speak today. And I was actually there for that show live at SmackDown. John Cena putting Corbin through the announce table. I was actually there live for that show. I was third row for that show. It was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool experience. But also, like I said, that this could be one of those things where John Cena comes back, you know, does a couple feuds, not just a feud with Corbin, and then leaves again. John Cena puts Corbin over. It could be a really cool way to get the Constable character over with the crowd. And considering that we haven't seen John Cena since April of the Greatest Royal Rumble, and that was like 3 or 4 months ago, so we haven't seen Cena for that long in WWE. And actually, Cena was the reason that Corbin lost his Money in the Bank contract. That's how the feud came up. John Cena actually said backstage to Vince McMahon that he didn't feel Corbin was ready. But hell, I mean, John Cena, he's a legend in the business, so, I mean, he obviously knows what he's talking about. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those things where he could put over Corbin. I don't know if he would want to do that, but that'd be something for them to do. So let's move into the next one. The next person we have is Drew McIntyre. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is, I know I've said it a bunch, but this is one of those things where WWE could really use Cena to put Drew McIntyre over. They had him in the Universal title for a picture for a week or two when he was the one that came out, stepped up to Reigns and said that, stepped up to Lashley and said that he wanted a shot at Brock Lesnar. And unfortunately, he did come up short in a triple threat match up against Roman Reigns and Finn Balor. Finn Balor did actually take the pin, but it was a good match. This would be a good way for, you know, McIntyre to step out of his shell in his tag team with Ziggler. He's already done what he could with Ziggler. Ziggler's the Intercontinental Champion. I honestly feel that the right way to go would have been Drew McIntyre to start feuding with Seth Rollins and have John Cena actually come back to face Dolph Ziggler. But WWE, I guess, doesn't think that way, because as we know, Cena already said a while ago that he wasn't that high on Ziggler. But like I said, McIntyre, how he came back, or how he debuted a few years ago as the Chosen One by Vince McMahon, this would be a really good opportunity for WWE to do. So let's see how WWE progresses with it, and if they're going to do this, or if the other 4 guys are going to use. Rolling in at number 2, ladies and gentlemen, we have Bobby Lashley. Now, as I made a video on it a couple days ago, the plan was for WWE to do the triple threat, and I have no idea yet, but I feel like WWE may be still planning for a triple threat match with Brock, Bobby, and Roman Reigns. I feel like somehow they're going to do that because nobody fucking wants to see Reigns versus Brock again. We've seen it so many fucking times. Roman has not fucking won once, so what's the point of putting it on again? How many shots is Roman Reigns going to get in reality? So, ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Lashley and Cena do actually have a history with each other. They did have a couple matches. One very famous match on Saturday Night Live. Or, excuse me, not Saturday Night Live. The Great American Bash in 2007. Or was it... It was either 2006 or 2007. It shows in one of these pictures. And they actually did have a couple... They did tag team a couple times with each other in matches. But this would be a good feud. This would be something for WWE to do with Bobby Lashley. Maybe Bobby Lashley takes the winner of the match between Reigns and Lesnar. Who knows? But if WWE did decide to do this, it would be a good feud. John Cena has a lot of different moves in his arsenal now. Bobby Lashley, neither of them are in their prime anymore. They're both in amazing shape. Let's get it straight. 5 years ago, maybe these guys were in their prime. Both of them are coming up on age right now, and I feel like this would be a smart way for WWE to do it, but not as smart as the number 1 way, ladies and gentlemen, because let's roll right into number 1. And ladies and gentlemen, number 1 is The Undertaker. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there was weeks and weeks and weeks leading up into WrestleMania 34 where John Cena called out The Undertaker, calling him a coward, calling him a wimp, saying he doesn't have any balls, but he also did go on to say that Undertaker is not broken down and that he is not washed up, and that The Undertaker, when he loses a match, he leaves for a year because he's so ashamed of what people are going to think of him. But then it started with John Cena actually sitting in the crowd at WrestleMania, and then a referee actually came down to the side to tell John Cena that The Undertaker was in the building. And then when Cena got into the ring, the ref said Undertaker may have left the building and he hasn't been seen. Elias came out. John Cena did the throwdown on Elias, and then while Cena was walking up the ramp, none other than the lights went out and the Undertaker's gong hit. He came down to the ring, beat John Cena in a mere of 3 minutes, and the end. So what would make more sense for then The Undertaker to come back, possibly say, John Cena's washed up, broken down, and ashamed of what people are going to think of him, for, not showing his face since he lost to The Undertaker, besides the greatest Royal Rumble. But it would be a really good story for WWE to do that. Maybe this even being Undertaker's last match, and WWE might not having to wait until WrestleMania next year to throw in a rematch. But I honestly cannot wait to see how it all goes. I can't wait to see how it all pans out. Even if John Cena doesn't make an appearance at SummerSlam, it'll be really cool to see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. So, in order for me to bring you all the latest WWE news, rumors, headlines, and updates, first of all, I need you guys to tell me if you like this video, because if you do, I'm going to bring you more. If you don't, then I'm not. But in order for me to bring you more, I need you to like this video, favorite this video, share this on every social media platform that is humanly possible, and do me one last thing, and definitely subscribe. Thanks, guys. Love you all.